Let me start by giving you something to think about. What if airline crashes kept going up every year, even as airlines doubled their spending on safety protocols? The public outrage would be deafening. Congressional hearings would be called within days. The entire industry would face a complete overhaul. Why? Because it would be obvious that all the money was being spent on the wrong solutions, and when lives are at stake, we demand real results, not just more spending. But I'm about to show you something far more shocking. A crisis hiding in plain sight, affecting millions of Americans, yet somehow escaping the same level of scrutiny. In 1992, 12.6% of American adults were obese. Today, that number has exploded to over 40%. During this same period, our spending on fitness solutions skyrocketed from 30 billion to over 70 billion annually. Think about that. We're spending more than double on fitness, yet our weight has tripled. Anyone cares to explain how that makes sense? But that's just the tip of the iceberg. In the past 30 years, cancer rates surged 58%, diabetes soared 240%, heart disease climbed 235%, Alzheimer's cases increased 235%. And here's what should make your blood boil. During the same period, our so-called healthcare spending jumped from 965 billion to a staggering 4.5 trillion annually. And let's be honest, we shouldn't even call it healthcare. It's really a disease management system treating symptoms while ignoring the root causes of our health crisis. You might be wondering, where are the congressional hearings? Where's the public outcry? Where is the demand for reform? Just like with our airline safety example, it's painfully obvious that we're spending trillions on the wrong solutions. The money isn't fixing the problem, it's just making certain companies richer while our health is getting worse. The truth? The same companies watching their profits soar have carefully crafted a narrative, one that shifts the blame to you, calling you lazy and undisciplined, while they count their billions and pour millions into political donations to maintain the status quo. But today, I'm going to pull back the curtain and show you what they don't want you to see. But first, I need to make a confession that still haunts me. When I first got into the fitness industry 30 years ago, I used to be part of the problem. I would look at people struggling with their weight and health and think, how hard can it be? If they really cared about their health or weight, they would stick to the program. Then I discovered a statistic that stopped me in my tracks. 95% of the people who lose weight regain it all back. That number changed everything for me because let's be honest, are we really supposed to believe that 95% of the people are just lazy, that they don't care about their health, that they lack willpower? Something was not adding up. How can we be spending billions of dollars on health and weight loss and have nothing to show for it? Actually, less than nothing, because things are getting worse. Let's look at the problem from a common sense perspective. If I'm spending more and more money on the problem, but the problem is getting worse, obviously I'm spending the money on the wrong things. This realization hit me hard. There's something fundamentally broken in how we approach weight loss and health in America. So I started digging deeper, and what I discovered shocked me. You see, I have a unique perspective that most fitness professionals don't have. I was raised on a Mediterranean island in Greece, in a town where my neighbors routinely lived into the 90s and longer, not in nursing homes, but tending the gardens and playing with their grandchildren. Cancer was so rare that when I first heard about it, I thought it was an exotic disease from some faraway land, and conditions like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's did not exist. But here's where it gets interesting and tragic. When I entered the fitness industry in America, I did something that I now regret deeply. I ignored everything I knew about how truly healthy people live. Instead, I embraced what I was learning in school, believing that modern science must know better than generations of wisdom passed down through the centuries. What a wake up call it was when I finally connected the dots. Almost everything I learned in my professional training contradicted not just my upbringing, but the lifestyle patterns of every healthy culture around the world, from the Mediterranean to the other blue zones around the world. The healthiest people on earth were not following any of the rules that we were teaching in fitness. Think about it. They weren't counting calories, measuring portions, or obsessing over carbs. They were not forcing themselves to eat breakfast when they were not hungry or spending countless hours in the gym. They were simply living in harmony with their body's natural rhythms. And that's when I realized the very solutions we're selling are not just ineffective, they're actively working against how the human body was designed to function. Think about this: NASA put a man on the moon in just 10 years, while we can't even slow down, let alone solve, our nation's health crisis. Here's why that is. When Kennedy challenged NASA to reach the moon, he did not restrict how they could do it. He didn't say you can only use certain materials or make sure you turn a profit on your way back. He simply said, get to the moon and bring our astronauts home safely by any means necessary. NASA had one clear goal and complete freedom to achieve it. Now, contrast this with how we are approaching our health crisis. Every major player in the health and fitness industry has invisible handcuffs on, restrictions that limit their solutions before they even start. Pharmaceutical companies, for example, can only solve health and weight problems through drugs. That's their business model. If there is a simple, drug free solution that could eliminate the disease, they would not promote it, even if it works better. Not because they're evil, but because they're trapped by their own business model. They have to sell drugs to survive. And here's the kicker: these same pharmaceutical companies are heavily involved in training our doctors. So physicians learn to treat symptoms with medications while potentially more effective drug free solutions remain unexplored. The fitness industry, same problem. Exercise equipment companies can only solve problems through equipment. Supplement companies must sell supplements. Diet companies, which are really just branches of the food industry, can only offer solutions through specialized foods. Now, don't get me wrong, some of these products can play a role in your health journey. Equipment, supplements, and healthy food options all have their place, but there are tools, not solutions. They're being marketed as complete answers when they're really just optional pieces of a much bigger puzzle. Each of these companies genuinely wants to help people get healthier, but only through what they're selling. They're not evil, they're just trapped. They can't explore or promote solutions that don't involve the product, even if those solutions might work better. This is why, despite billions in research and good intentions, we're getting nowhere. We're not looking for the best solution, we're looking for solutions that fit existing business models. This is where my story gives me a unique advantage. Unlike the major players in the health and fitness industry, I don't sell pills, powders, or packaged meals. I share pure, unfiltered knowledge, which means I'm free to explore solutions without restrictions. But my real advantage comes from something money cannot buy. As I mentioned earlier, I was raised in one of the world's healthiest regions, where I witnessed firsthand how people naturally stay lean and healthy without counting calories, expensive supplements, or complicated exercise routines. I saw what truly works before the fitness industry could tell me what they claim should work. While other fitness professionals were limited by what they learned in school, institutions heavily influenced by pharmaceutical companies and food industry giants, I had a different reference point. I could compare the theories against the living proof I've seen with my own eyes. It was like having a map from before the fitness industry withdrew the borders to suit their needs. I could see where the original paths to health used to be, paths that worked for generations before we complicated everything with modern solutions. This unique perspective led me to discover something remarkable. The path to a lean, healthy body rests on three pillars. When these become part of your life, everything else falls into place naturally. The first pillar is exercise, but not the way you think. Here's the truth the fitness industry will not tell you. Those intense hour-long workouts they promote, they're setting you up for failure because they depend entirely on motivation. And motivation is like the weather, constantly changing. Building your fitness on motivation is like building a house on quicksand. Think about how you brush your teeth. You don't need motivation. You don't debate whether you feel like doing it or not. You just do it automatically. This is the secret to making exercise stick. Instead of exhausting workouts that demand massive willpower, we need to make exercise as automatic as brushing your teeth. Here's how. Start with just 5 minutes of walking 3 days per week. Add simple movements like wall push-ups and stretches that only take a few minutes. Break this up throughout your day in 1 to 2 minute chunks. You're not finding time for exercise. You're using the time you already have. Got 60 seconds between meetings? Do some squats. Taking a phone call? Walk while you talk. Waiting for the coffee to brew? Do some stretches. Yes, it sounds almost too simple. That's exactly the point. These small actions fit seamlessly into your existing routine. No gym memberships, no schedule upheavals. Just simple movements that become as automatic as reaching for your morning coffee or brushing your teeth. But the fitness industry has convinced people that they need elaborate workouts to get results. They're made exercise complicated because complicated sells equipment and memberships. The truth is much simpler. Your body just needs consistent movement, not complicated routines. Think about it. This is exactly why you don't hear about this approach anywhere else. There is no equipment to sell, no expensive gym memberships to push, and while a coach or a trainer might be helpful to get you started, you won't need them forever because these movements become truly habitual, as natural as brushing your teeth. It's too simple, too effective, and too sustainable for the fitness industry to promote. After all, how can they sell you expensive solutions to a problem that can be solved with simple, natural movements? The second pillar is relearning to eat out of genuine hunger, something most of us have completely forgotten how to do. Let me ask you a simple question. What's the true purpose of eating? To nourish your body. Now, how does your body tell you it needs nourishment? Through hunger. That's exactly why nature put it there. Nature gave us this perfect signal system, but in our modern world, we've lost touch with it completely. When was the last time you asked yourself, am I truly hungry before eating? If you're like most people, you probably cannot remember. Instead, we eat by the clock. Breakfast at 8, lunch at noon, dinner at 6. We eat because we're bored, stressed, or just because food is there. We eat for every reason except the one that matters, genuine hunger. The thing is, when you eat without genuine hunger, you're doing more harm than good. Even that healthy apple becomes less beneficial or potentially harmful because your body does not need nourishment. It's excess food that disrupts your natural balance. But here's where it gets interesting. When you eat only when genuinely hungry and stop when satisfied, something magical happens. Your diet becomes surprisingly forgiving. In Greece, we ate plenty of forbidden foods bread, pasta, potatoes, rice without weight issues. That's because we ate them when our body actually needed fuel. The problem is not carbs, it's not fat, it's that our body's natural hunger signals are broken. Let me explain why. There's a hormone called leptin that signals satisfaction after eating. But many people have become resistant to it, just like a diabetic has become resistant to insulin. This means they keep eating beyond their body's needs, unable to hear the body's stop eating signal. Another hormone, ghrelin, signals genuine hunger. But in the modern world, it has become synchronized to the clock instead of your body's needs. If you always eat at 8 a.m., your body releases ghrelin at 8 a.m. whether you need food or not. This creates counterfeit hunger. Feeling hungry not because your body needs fuel, but because your hormones are following a schedule instead of your body's true needs. This is why traditional diets fail. They never address these broken hormonal signals. So even when you're following their strict portions and eating the right amount of food, you still feel hungry and deprived because your internal thermostat, these crucial hormones, isn't working properly. Until you fix these signals, you'll continue fighting cravings and constant hunger no matter what diet you follow. Now, here's why you never heard this from the diet industry, which is basically the food industry in disguise. When you eat according to genuine hunger, most people naturally eat only once or twice per day. Imagine what would that do to the food industry's profits. Look at the world's healthiest regions. People average 1.5 meals per day, one regular meal and one small meal. That's it. Instead, the food industry pushes us to eat 3 and 5 times daily while selling us low fat and 0 calorie products to manage our weight. But these manipulated foods have created havoc in our hormonal system, making it even harder to recognize genuine hunger. No food company or diet program that sells food will ever promote eating out of real hunger. Instead, they push portion control, counting calories, and low-calorie foods. Anything except teaching you to reconnect with your body's natural wisdom. Why? Because when you reconnect with your natural wisdom, you automatically eat less and less often without any struggle or effort. Here's what makes this situation particularly devastating. By keeping us disconnected from our natural hunger signals, the food industry is not just making us overweight, they're robbing us of one of the most powerful health discoveries in modern medicine. Let me share something that will completely change how you think about hunger. It's a breakthrough so significant it won the 2016 Nobel Prize in Medicine. A scientist discovered how autophagy works and its amazing benefits. Autophagy is an incredible process that gets activated when we create natural gaps between meals, exactly what happens when we eat only from genuine hunger. Think of autophagy as your body's internal renovation crew systematically going through your cells, cleaning out the damaged parts, and keeping everything running at peak performance. It's like having a microscopic cleanup team that only shows up when you give your body a break from constant eating. The benefits are nothing short of extraordinary. Reverses aging from within. Your body literally becomes younger at a cellular level. Damaged cells that accelerate aging are cleaned out and replaced with new healthy ones. This will make you not just look younger, but feel younger. Shields against major diseases. The cellular cleanup process is your body's first line of defense against devastating conditions like Alzheimer's, cancer, and heart disease. It's like having an internal shield that protects you from the inside out, supercharges your brain and body. Your metabolism becomes more efficient, your thinking sharpens, and energy soars. Why? Because every cell functions at a peak performance. Imagine your body and brain running on clean, powerful energy instead of toxic buildup. Think about what would that mean for your career success and quality of life. Here's what makes this so exciting. By learning to eat from genuine hunger, you'll be activating one of your body's most powerful rejuvenation processes simply by eating the way nature intended, and weight loss becomes just a welcome side effect of your body operating exactly as it was designed to. Now, the reason you might not have heard about autophagy before is simple. You cannot bottle it, package it, or turn it into a pill. It's your body's built-in rejuvenation system, completely free and already installed. The third pillar is simple. Nourishing your body with real wholesome foods most of the time and make it habitual. When you do that, most people will not need any supplements because you will be getting everything your body needs through food. But here's the key that changes everything. Once you've restored your natural hunger signals through pillar number two, what you eat becomes far more forgiving. Your body operating as nature intended can handle occasional treats without issue. I call this the 80-20 principle. Focus on eating well most of the time and let your restored hunger signals handle the rest. This is how healthy cultures eat. No obsessing over every bite, no guilt over dessert, no anxiety about holiday meals, just natural intuitive eating that works with your body, not against it. Now, let me address something you might be thinking. With so much misinformation out there today, it's hard to know who to trust. So let me be completely transparent about these three pillars. Unlike many popular fitness trends, think of high protein diets that benefit the meat and supplement industries or intense workout programs tied to expensive equipment. I have no vested interest in these three pillars themselves. There's nothing to buy, no special food, no equipment, no supplements. And unlike most fitness advice that require ongoing expenses, these pillars cost nothing to maintain once you learn them. Yes, people can hire me to help them implement these pillars more quickly and effectively. But here's the key difference. My goal is to make myself unnecessary. Once these pillars become habitual, which they will with a little practice, you won't need my help anymore. And you will never have to spend another dollar to maintain your health or fitness. The only person who benefits from these pillars long term is you. And here's something remarkable that speaks to the power of these three pillars. In 3 decades of working with hundreds of clients, I've never seen anyone, not a single person, fully implement these pillars and fail to transform their body and health. Think about that for a moment. Not one failure. Why? Because these pillars help you repair your body's internal system and work with your natural biology instead of against it. When you do that, maintaining your ideal weight is not just possible, it becomes as natural as breathing. Now, as powerful as these three pillars are, they're only effective if you make them part of your life. And that's where the right mindset becomes crucial. Think of mindset as the foundation of a house. Without it, even the strongest walls will eventually crumble. Having helped hundreds of people develop these pillars and make them part of their life, I've identified 7 critical mental shifts that transform these pillars from mere concepts into lifelong habits. These aren't just positive thinking exercises, they're fundamental changes in how you approach your health journey. Let me share these game changing shifts with you. Mental shift number 1, embracing reality. This is the cornerstone of all change. Most of us waste enormous energy fighting against what is. When you learn to accept your current reality, not like it, but accept it, you will free up the energy for positive change. Mental shift number 2, belief before results. Here's a truth that changed everything for my clients. Your beliefs shape your reality. If you don't believe deep down that transformation is possible, you'll sabotage yourself before you start. This isn't about blind optimism. It's about recognizing that you are the only one who can unlock your potential. Mental shift number 3, desire drives change. Most people focus on their struggles, but those who succeed stay laser focused on their why. When your desire for a lean and healthy body burns brighter than your excuses, transformation becomes inevitable. Mental shift number 4, the winner's edge. A winning attitude isn't about always feeling positive. It's about believing that you can overcome any obstacle that appears. Think of it like this: your attitude is the lens through which you view challenges. The right lens turns obstacles into opportunities or stepping stones. Mental shift number 5, progress over perfection. This is liberation. You don't need to be perfect to transform your life. In fact, perfectionism is often what keeps people stuck. Taking imperfect action beats perfect inaction every time. Mental shift number 6, commitment over trying. When you say you'll try, you're already planning for failure. Instead, make an unshakable commitment to your health. Don't give yourself an escape route. As Yoda said, do or do not. There is no try. Remember, commitment is not about being perfect, it's about being clear. Mental shift number 7, the power of patience. You did not get into your current shape overnight, and you will not transform overnight either. But here's the beautiful truth: when you follow this approach, you'll lose weight faster than you gain it, and more importantly, you keep it off forever. Why? Because you're not just changing what you do, you're changing who you are. These 7 shifts aren't just ideas, they're the difference between temporary change and lasting transformation. They're what turn these 3 pillars from concepts into your new reality, and with it, the healthy, vibrant body you deserve. I've been in this industry for over 3 decades, and I have not found a single diet or weight loss program that helps people make these essential mental shifts before starting. Sure, some programs mention 1 or 2 of these mental shifts. They might talk about patience and positivity, but they don't actually help you develop these crucial mindsets. Can you now see why, despite all your sincere efforts and determination, you have not been able to get healthier and lose weight? Here's the liberating truth: it's not because there's something wrong with you, it's because there's something seriously wrong with how the health and fitness industry approaches transformation. Drawing on 3 decades of experience, I've developed a simple yet powerful 4-step process that transforms these 3 pillars from concepts into lifelong habits. This isn't just another program, it's a complete reimagining of how we approach health and weight loss. While other programs rush into action, we begin with what truly determines your success: your mindset. Without the right mental foundation, even the best strategies fail. So, in step 1, we'll help you develop the crucial mental shifts that make success inevitable. Think of it as programming your mind for automatic success before starting your physical journey. Then, through the next 3 steps, we'll help you build the core pillars of lasting transformation: making movement natural, fixing your hunger signals, and developing effortless healthy eating habits. Each step builds on the last, creating a complete system that works with your nature, not against it. What makes our approach truly unique is our comprehensive support system. Through a combination of one-on-one coaching and our customizable app, you're never alone on this journey. We're there to guide you through every step, ensuring that the new healthy habits that will lead to the lean and healthy body you want become as natural as breathing. I call it the body thermostat solution because it's the only program that focuses on fixing your body's internal weight control system, your natural hunger thermostat. While other programs force you to constantly monitor and restrict yourself, we help you restore your body's natural ability to regulate weight effortlessly. Here's something else that makes us different. We don't believe in arbitrary timelines. Your journey to health isn't about fitting into a preset 12-week or 6-month program. For some people, 12 weeks is plenty of time to develop these habits. For others, the journey might take longer. The timeline is yours to determine. Our coaching program is designed with one goal in mind: your independence. We work on a flexible month to month basis, and as you become more confident and more self sufficient, you can reduce your coaching sessions accordingly. When you feel ready to fly solo, you simply let us know. No long term contracts, no pressure, just support for as long as you need it. If what you heard resonates with you and you're ready for a different approach, I would like to invite you to a free discovery session. This isn't a sales pitch. It's a genuine conversation to explore whether the body thermostat solution could give you what you need to achieve the lean and healthy body you want. You will find a scheduling button below. When you're ready to explore this approach, I'll welcome the opportunity to speak with you and see if this is the right fit for your needs. Let me share one last insight from helping hundreds of people transform their health. If this approach makes sense to you, don't let this be just another video you've watched. Schedule your discovery session now, not because of any artificial deadlines, simply because the sooner you explore whether this approach is right for you, the sooner you can begin your journey to better health and enjoy the benefits you deserve.